At P&G, we don't start with what is the trend today, what is the technology today. The question has forever been and continues to be, what does the consumer want? Good afternoon, everyone. Delighted to be here among fellow marketers, fellow brand builders. We're all being asked, so much is changing. And to say that so much is changing, I think is an understatement. Change is everywhere. AI, the most disruptive of all changes in our current lives, changes itself every few weeks, every few months. Quick commerce, something that is so close to us, all of us, is changing how we get to know brands, get to shop, get to have a point of view on brands. So again, to say change is everywhere, I think it's an understatement. Media is changing. From a world where you could reach 80% of your audience through a television ad, to a world where there are platforms like search, social, streamed videos, television, and many, many more, is an evolution of that landscape none of us had imagined. Retail landscape is changing. Consumer path to purchase is changing. Retailers are becoming media houses are becoming retailers. You could not imagine a few years earlier, but today, there is brand discovery, there is brand point of view, and there is brand shopping that can happen within one ecosystem. So the change is profound. With all of this change, what gives me a lot of heart and peace is in our 190 years at P&G and going through many such pivotal changes, what's constant has been the fundamental belief to go and understand your consumer better than anyone else. At P&G, we don't start with what is the trend today, what is the technology today. The question has forever been and continues to be, what does the consumer want? So when someone asks, what's next? The answer is easier. Whatever consumer wants. If someone asks, what's next for brand building? It is still whatever consumer wants. I wanted to carry with me 3 or 4 stories that I feel bring to life at P&G this belief of being deeply rooted in consumer understanding and telling relevant consumer stories. So let's see what I have. My first story is about a brand that as a brand builder and a consumer, I have deep love and respect for, Whisper. And the story I'm going to talk about is Whisper's period pants launch. It all started with us listening to the consumers and more, the girls, the women of today don't want to live a life planning around their periods. They want to live it. And that is what I would say, that is what my 14-year-old daughter will say. In a life that I live today where I need to pack in travel, consumer work, multiple store visits within a day, the mental load that I do not want to carry is making sure I prevent leaks, making sure I get a bathroom for pad change, or my daughter going from school to her drama practice to her dance lessons. I do not want her to carry the mental load of checking for leaks or finding a bathroom. And Whisper Period Pants was born with giving women and girls that freedom to not plan their lives around periods. The girls and women of today don't just want to walk. They want to run, and they do not want anything holding them back. As Mark Pritchard, our Chief Marketing Officer, once said, the best ideas don't begin in boardrooms or from AI chatbot. They take birth in consumers' lives. And that's why spending time listening to what she says, oftentimes listening to what she didn't say, is so, so important even in today's world. Whisper Period Pants designed a 360-degree protection with its high absorbency technology and a very soft wearable mesh for comfort, and build the Whisper Panty product. Building a delightful product was the start of this brand's excellent journey. How do you bring it to life? And the brand idea of "Ab murna nahi, urna hai" embodies what every young woman and young girl has aspirations for. The 360-degree marketing plan includes today more than one voice. It includes the voice of the brand. It includes the voice of the expert, a gynecologist in this case, or a new mom who is the torture case for what period protection means, and peer consumers. A relatable girl next door who's inspired so many women in India. We couldn't think of a better brand ambassador than Jemima to bring to life the brand promise. I just want to play how Jemima
जब
brought
जीत
it
के
to life
बीच
for
में
us.
पीरियड्स आ जाएं, पीछे मुड़ना नॉट एन ऑप्शन. जब दिन भर नजरें तुम पे हों, पीछे मुड़ना
अब पीछे मुड़ना बंद.
all day whisper period panty. Just pull up for 360-degree protection all day. Whisper period panty. अब मुड़ना नहीं, उड़ना है.
The #1 sanitary brand in the country saying a better period protection is not a pad, is a panty, is a bold choice. And knowing what consumer wants, Whisper took that bold choice, made that bold choice. Bolder audience, bolder choices, bolder brands become part of our everyday lives. Brands that have the power to self-disrupt themselves don't just get consumer love, get way beyond. And Whisper is one prime example where period pants, in such a short time, is a leader in its category, and on quick commerce, 1 out of every 4 period protection products is a pant. It's an incredible journey to take on, truly deliver on the consumer delight across product superiority, communication superiority, and disrupt itself. I wouldn't say that AI has not been part of this journey. It has been an absolute accelerator of our communication development, of our media platform choices. But the core of the brand idea is still the human heart. So this is brand building with the human heart and insight at the core of idea creation, and AI powering the acceleration of how we get to consumers. Another example I want to talk about is the Gillette Guard 3-in-1. Today's India has expanded the number of consumers across the entire spectrum of the country who want to better their lives in everything that they do. They are becoming a lot more discerning. For them, the definition of what great value is has now gone beyond what is available at the best price to who delivers the best superiority at a price that it is worth. And that insight got us to challenge what's next for these consumers in the world of shaving. These consumers want a shave without cuts and irritation. They want a brand, they want a product that they can trust their faces with each day, every week. The brand built a product solution looking at the aspirations and needs of this consumer to deliver the smooth shave no matter what, with its 3-blade technology, the swivel head, the lubristrip, all of the features that were there, not for the sake of it, but to deliver on the promise of smooth shave without the fear of nicks and cuts. So Gillette Guard is a response to that desire to do something better in every aspect of their lives and the willingness for the consumer to a premium if needed. The brand came up with the idea, which a consumer very nicely articulated in one of our immersions. मुझे चाहिए smooth shave, बिना जले, बिना कटे. And it was such an easy articulation for us to pick and build a 360-degree plan around. An aspirational cricketer, Abhishek Sharma, immediately became the voice to bring to life the idea of every Indian wanting and preparing for what's next and what's better in their lives.
ओ मेरे ओपनिंग कट्स मैन,
पाजी
ऐसे शेव करेगा वो कटेगा और जलेगा। तो ये ले नया जिलेट गार्ड 3-in-1। अब तू बड़े लीग में है तो शेव भी बड़े लीग वाला।
इसके 3 सेंसर ब्लेड्स से साधारण रेजर के मुकाबले एक स्ट्रोक में स्मूथ शेव, बिना कटे बिना जले।
अब कट सिर्फ बैटिंग में, शेविंग में नहीं।
How does it feel in the big league?
स्मूथ।
जिलेट का 3-in-1 बड़े लीग का शेव।
This example for me defines what is going to be the definition of value for years to come for India. As each Indian consumer, each Indian household continues to aspire for a next better tomorrow and aspires to invest in brands and products that give superior value, which is more than just a good price. It is great superiority, noticeable superiority, at a price that it is worth. Gillette Guard, in 3 months of its launch, has sold more than 1 million razors. It's already reached 6 lakh stores. Again, a testament to when you deliver on what he or she truly needs, sky is the limit on how fast brands can grow. The next example I want to take is Head and Shoulders. And if we believe consumer value is created by addressing the consumer need the best, I think the next level for it is a need exists, but you find a way to give it a language. Once a problem gets a language, the imperative to find a solution and to deliver an irresistibly superior delight on it becomes so much more easier. Today, 70% of consumers in India have a dandruff problem, but hardly a handful use any anti-dandruff solution. And one of the reasons for that is, traditionally over years, the manifestation of what dandruff is flakes on your shoulders. And that alienated a big chunk of dandruff sufferers because their dandruff, in the hot, humid context of India, is not flakes that sit on their shoulders. It is something sticky and stubborn that sits on the scalp, comes out on their nails. So these consumers thought the brand isn't even talking to them because this is not the problem that they had. The flakes is not the problem that they had. And hence, HNS created the oily, sticky dandruff. And Head & Shoulders launched a variant that was powered by charcoal, which can penetrate 5 times deeper into the scalp to be able to remove some of these stubborn dandruff issues. Now, creating a new word comes with an absolutely incredible and exciting marketing challenge to make it part of consumer everyday language. And how do you do that? You need to be part of the 3 voices that define invariably the choices for the consumer. The brand voice that talks about the promise, the voice of the expert, which in this case was dermatologist, and the voice of consumers, which is someone like me, which is a whole social KOL program. Head & Shoulders reached out to trusted experts, creators, and made edutainment a key pillar of how we will own and bring oily, sticky dandruff to common language. I'll just show one example of how this was brought to life as part of our popular culture.
यहाँ 2-3 लोगों ने दही दही बोला, किसने लगाया हुआ है दही? नहीं, और सब इतने लोगों ने दही लगाया हुआ है, डैंड्रफ नहीं लगाया था, वो कुछ फर्क पड़ा? तो फिर क्या किया उसके बाद? छोड़ दिया? हेड एंड शोल्डर्स? अरे क्या बात कर रहा है भाई? भाई मेरे पास भी सेम है यार।
It just enables making light of something that can be taboo. When people I look up to, when people who are part of my social language talk about something in a fun way, it makes it easier for me as a consumer to talk about it and seek solutions. And Head & Shoulders did that brilliantly. The brand equity, awareness, trial is double digit, because now we're talking to so many more consumers. The learning, talk to your consumers, listen to them, and very importantly, listen to not just what they say, sometimes what they do not say. That unlocks our ability to deliver significantly superior solutions and significantly superior brand building. AI has been the powerhouse here as well. I will not deny it. But the voices that AI helped us amplify were created on the stories that were human stories. And they were powered by humans sieving those stories. So the heart and the core still stays what consumers want. I think the next example is another one of my favorite brands, childhood memories of this brand, is Vicks. For the past 125 years, Vicks as a brand has stood for instant relief and throat care. And the consumer problem has always been, I want relief from cough and cold. Increasingly, the consumer have started calling out, I like the instant relief, but I need it to last longer. Vicks took on that challenge to create a point of difference and create the sustainable superiority in the market, and went through a massive transformation on its product to pack in 2x Ayurvedic formulation ingredients that give 2x better relief and 2x better care. The product went through an incredible transformation. The media model went through an even more incredible transformation. And it is obvious in this situation for any brand builder to ask that question. What else do I need to transform? How about Kitch Kitch. I'm sure for all of us in this room, Kitch Kitch is a familiar term. The Kitch Kitch monster, as at least I remember, growing up as a child,
और फिर भेड़िए ने मेमने से कहा मैं तुम्हें खा जाऊंगा गले में खिचखिच विक्स लो विक्स में 6 औषधि तत्व हैं जो खिचखिच हटाएं तो जब भी गले में खिचखिच हो विक्स लो
गले में खिचखिच गले में क्या करूं विक्स की गोली लो खिचखिच दूर करो विक्स की गोली लो खिचखिच दूर करो.
It was amazing to hear consumers still describe that irritation in the throat as kitch kitch. And because consumer after consumer still use that language, the brand said, we need kitch kitch. We need kitch kitch to stay. It just is not part of today's everyday culture. 40 years ago, Doordarshan television ads were everyday culture, and kitch kitch stayed there. So the brand extended a few collaboration and few organic pickups to create a communication strategy where we leverage stand-up comics, which is part of popular culture, concerts where Kitch Kitch Monster coming up could spell trouble, and integrated the brand. Some of these were Himesh Reshammiya concert, Nuclear, Zakir Khan in his stand-up comic act, where Kitch Kitch made an appearance. Vicks came and in a very organic way became part of these moments in our consumers' everyday lives. So when a Gen Z consumer says they want to be ad-free, they are very willing and open for brands to come in and natively be an effortless part of their lives. And that's how a brand becomes part of colloquial culture.
सॉरी भाई थोड़ी सी खराश हो गई है क्या है ये तो विक्स का ही सहारा है भाई ठीक है विक्स की गोली लो वही वाली बात सॉरी भाई थोड़ी सी खराश हो गई है क्या है ये तो विक्स का ही सहारा है भाई ठीक है.
The fact that the brand is creating category, growing double digit, is a testament to this resonates with consumers. The brand building lesson here is reinvent what matters, but also retain what works. Don't be in a rush to change everything. I live by this. The best ideas don't come to life, don't begin in conference rooms or in AI chatbots. They begin in people's lives. And that's a core belief that every P&G brand builder has. And more so, in this rapidly changing world where the consumers are so much more discerning, where they have so many more options, knowing what truly the consumer wants is the only way to design irresistibly superior solutions across the 5 vectors of superiority. So at P&G, when we say consumer is boss, it's not just a slogan. It is what defines our everyday decision making. It is what rests into, as we design superior propositions across the product, the packaging, the communication, the media, to deliver superior value for our consumers. At P&G brand building, consumer is at the start, consumer is at the finish, but the journey is powered and accelerated by AI. Almost every single step, from media planning, from asset development, manufacturing, everything has AI integrated as part of its core. But there is no substitute to spending time with the consumers, observing how they live, listening to their experiences, listening to what they have to say and what they do not say. That is what leads to identifying those powerful insights that lead to brand ideas. So when someone asks, what's next? Easy to say, whatever consumer wants. And what's next for brand building? Even easier to say, still whatever consumer wants. Because AI doesn't get the tingles, humanity does. Thank you.